Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're going to be watching The Conjuring 2.
Boy.
It recently won a poll on our Patreon. If you guys want to check our links below, go on our Patreon. You can request and you can vote on there. We have polls almost every Monday. And we did enjoy the first Conjuring, the Conjuring movie. But it was very scary. The story was great.
Yes, it was.
It was very scary.
Mm-hmm. We are blind to this one too, The Conjuring 2. I heard that it follows the Warrens again. So I'm assuming it's probably with a different family.
Probably.
Yeah, hopefully the
so,
parent
yes.
family are good.
Yes, I hope so.
Or the family, the people that own it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, did they stay?
Gosh,
Did they move? Right? I don't know, because there's a lot of trauma now in that household. And
Big time.
I think they stayed and they fixed it up and they were happy.
They were good, yeah.
I don't think
They
they.
might
But
go
who
good,
knows?
yeah.
Like after that,
Hopefully they're good.
They got rid of
don't
the
need
spirit
their
and that's it.
services
Yeah.
anymore.
oh my God!
imagine
I mean, to have that job, that's your heroes for it, and also it's
And
It's
you have to
just
be
bad,
brave.
yeah.
They have to be brave,
Oh,
and they know
definitely.
what they're up against, and whatever Lorraine feels, I mean, it's real.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and her daughter was even threatened.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was
That's
really
right. It was
scary.
going more personal to them.
Yes.
It was leading right to them.
Mm-hmm. I heard that Annabelle was in between The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, but a lot of you told us that those stories are kind of standalone and The Conjuring 2 follows after 1. So it's
Okay.
okay to skip it. And again, it was because of our fans. That's the reason why we're watching 2 now, because many requested and then voted on it, and that was a
Okay.
popular
Okay.
request. So it sounds like it's okay to watch it out of order. We try to stay in order, but we do, really trust you guys, and we go by a lot of what you tell us. And
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
Okay.
kind of good because that was really scary with the
that was
doll being
scary.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it disappeared for a moment, and then it was back in there, so only the daughter saw it. That
And
was
it
so
can get
freaky.
out.
Yeah,
That's the big
right,
thing.
Yes.
It can get out of there, yeah.
I wonder if this is going to be more scarier. I don't know how it can get any more scarier, but
Yeah, be scary. I don't know. I mean,
don't know.
you guys
Scary.
did request that I bring back my cheetah. This is the one that I had in Zoom, and I was freaking out during the first movie, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it is easier for me when we're on the couch together, so I could just annoy Mom in this case because she's right next to me. And I also, as a joke, brought in
no
my
help
big
to her.
fluffy cheetah. Not fluffy anymore, but like my big squishy cheetah. He's been washed many times.
Pet
so
therapy.
His fur isn't
Tell
so
us pet
fluffy
therapy.
anymore.
And I have my pillow.
And I have
Yeah, who's that,
nothing
Mom?
Do you want
but my
something?
leg and my foot.
Do you want?
Yeah,
a,
she can
do you
just
want a
karate
pillow?
chop.
Do you want a pillow?
No, I don't.
You don't want a hug.
I'm good.
You can hug mine.
She's good. She's going to air punch and kick and all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
And you'll get rid of any
Anyway.
demons that are not here because there are no demons
Yes.
here, okay?
And I want to say that I knew Mrs. Warren in her later life and her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting to see what her legacy was, what she did, and these movies to see, how big she was and how popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
So
The story
impressive.
is-
Yeah.
It is very impressive. And we had that whole discussion last time.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really just makes you think, because I do believe in this to a certain extent, but like ghosts and demons like terrify me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So I try not to overthink it or
The
anything, but I get
suspense
spooked
and the
easily.
unknown.
That's right.
Yeah, that was another thing we talked about too,
Yeah.
because there's so much that we still don't know,
That's
and
true.
sometimes we make stories about things just to make it make sense to us, where, like in certain religions, anyways, like, how we start to make stories solid so that way it makes more sense on why things happen. But at the same time, there's no explanation
That's
that
right, yeah.
we can really explain ourselves because it is supernatural or something, I don't know. So, anywho, it freaks me out, and shall we get
That's
into it?
true.
We're ready.
But this one still haunts me.
All right, bye.
Oh boy.
Peace out. She's got her body experience.
Yeah. Stay here.
Stairs.
Okay. Oh, there's a person laying there.
You're in
There's a
bed.
couple people sitting. Someone's sitting there.
Oh my.
Oh my
God.
god. What did you do? I hate that.
What did you do?
innocent
the kids
sleeping.
too?
Yeah.
Oh my god. A baby. A grandma. Oh! A sister.
Ooh, white
what's
eyes.
coming out?
Yeah,
Is that him as a kid?
We're through. It's time to come back.
No, go. Don't
my
see. Don't
God,
see the
no,
kid,
no.
the glowing eyes. He's the avatar.
oh my God.
Come out. Where are we? Oh,
my
four of
God.
them.
all of
Four
them.
kids.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're all
I hate the skips.
that are dead.
She's blocking the view of the whatever that thing.
What's
Who is
her
this?
So he's behind her.
Oh my God.
He's actually going after her.
No way. If my mum ever found out, I'd be dead. No way.
Oh, she's gonna get caught with a cigarette. She's gonna take a
Oh,
puff
she's
of it.
gonna smoke it. Watch. Yep, I know that was coming.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, is that the same
Toys?
one? Everything's connected.
Sounds like the whole city's burning down in here.
What is she doing?
Starsky and Hutch.
Well, I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah, I hate
Oh,
that.
goodness. Get that thing out of
Last time we saw pulling on the blankets and stuff, right?
there. Was that a
was a
flagellation
Yeah.
Okay.
or a rip?
Oh, she's
How
on
did
the
she
ground.
get there?
I shouldn't laugh.
Like, how do you not get up?
It's so cool,
Oh,
but it's like
that's
that's
so
gonna do
nice.
something.
He walked the cricket, Mum. He found the cricket 6.
Ooh, it's so misty too.
The swing's going back.
Perfect
and forth.
environment. I can't.
Oh, he kicked out.
I'm slowly looking.
This is my house.
Oh,
Oh, she's being possessed.
Go away. Stay away from Billy.
Holy
Leave us
crap!
alone, you hear? Shut up. What you doing? There's no one here.
behind her.
God.
Alright, just keep the light on the rest of the night.
That was scary. Keep the light on. Yeah, there's no way I would turn that light off.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it on.
Thank you.
Tent. You okay?
Call for your brother. He's right there.
No.
Oh, watch, you're going back out.
You would really attempt that?
Yep. Oh
Take the time. Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
my God. I did the same thing.
I didn't think we were going
I
to see
did
anything
the
that time.
Just had a bad dream.
Within minutes.
Messing with her.
It's gone?
Uh-huh.
In my
What?
car.
Are you alright, Mama?
Yes, okay.
See, this is why I get nervous with Mom.
Oh my God.
Oh my word.
Whoa. My house.
Damn chair. I'd have that out on the street.
That's what I'm doing. Me too.
Yes, put it on the street.
Oh, it's rocky now.
Oh!
Get back to bed. The lot of you.
Holy
Crap, you saw
See
it.
that?
Now,
Yeah.
so they're all
Yeah.
experiencing it now.
Okay, wow.
Holy crap.
Mice, maybe?
Big
Bloody mouse.
That was
That's a big ass mouse.
See?
Now,
Okay, wow.
now
It's
there's
that
3 more
aggressive.
witnesses.
Yeah, see?
Who's that?
Is that the...
Oh my
That's what I
god.
was wondering about with the husband
Oh,
kid.
when
Oh,
he made the
children. Yeah,
portrait.
that's what she
Yes.
saw on her thing.
Yep.
Ooh, is that that? Ooh, the old
parents'
house.
Oh.
Oh, he's behind
The portrait now is back in there. Okay, you need to get rid of that portrait. Ed did too good of a job.
Wow, the eyes are so real when it was off.
Oh, Judy's separated now. Okay, I think there needs to be an exorcism in this house.
Oh, he's
I
gonna
was
walk
gonna go
into
together
the painting. He did such a
and be
lifelike
one with the painting.
push. Yep. Oh, creepy.
Is he gonna get?
What?
What is that? It's the crooked man.
What?
Oh,
Oh, she's her.
Oh, my
Oh, a lot of power.
Whoa.
Oh, she's on the floor again. She on the ceiling? Where is she? She's on the
On the
ceiling?
roof.
Oh.
She's in the
Down.
seats.
This poor child. Man, now the fun begins. Woo!
Oh, my God.
Oh, he grabbed her.
Oh,
God.
that's scary.
Oh.
Hello, there he is. Oh, that's
my
creepy.
God. Ooh,
Don't you see anything,
no,
Peggy?
No.
She's still there watching, right? Surprise, surprise. Oops.
Whoa.
Oh no!
It's got her.
Drowning her.
Yes.
Janet's gone! She was just right here!
Oh my god, behind you. Oh, should we possess and stab him?
No,
Oh no, she's got
Oh
it.
my gosh, she's got it.
Oh, I hope not.
Ew,
Was she
honey.
contorted?
How did you get in there?
Ew.
Oh my gosh.
She is, yeah, fully possessed.
Help me! It won't let me go!
No way.
Ooh,
What is that?
Please,
Oh, so
that
it is
weird
split.
thing?
It is together.
Oh my gosh, you know everything.
Ah!
Oh no. Oh boy.
Whoa, look at her eyes now.
Oh,
Wow, look at how strong.
wow. Oh my gosh.
No, this is it. Oh!
Oh my gosh.
What's up with that? Oh no! Hot!
No.
It's gonna be hot steam or
I'm
something.
sorry, I stopped on my face.
Eddie! Oh, look at his eyes!
Oh my god.
Oh, his long fingernails must be.
Oh, look at that poor guy.
You know, for as brave as you are, you're so sweet.
Ooh, it's a crooked man again. Acting like the crooked man.
The demon's name gives us power over it.
Whoa, look at she did a lot of sketches. It's gone.
Just like yes! Real life.
Freaky!
Whoa.
He is crooked.
Ow, 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 ow.
Ooh. No, he's going
No, honey! No!
No, I don't want to see it.
Please, don't make that happen.
Oh,
Ooh!
wow.
Ooh!
Oh,
Still
come on, it's not her.
Please save him. Please save him.
Please.
Please don't instantly make it happen.
Maybe it'll
Stab
stop.
him. No.
Maybe it won't.
She saved his life.
Oh, thank God.
Good. Happy. That house needs a whole lot of remodeling.
Well,
Yes.
I would just want to leave there.
Wow, it's the most documented cases in paranormal history.
Wow.
Sitting in the chair in the living room.
Oh my god. Alright, does that mean that thing came back?
Ah!
Positively
Okay,
do
so
not
she's
open.
Yeah.
Positively.
She's gonna wink.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
It is.
Actual recording.
No fighting here.
And the voice comes to her, but her mouth doesn't move or nothing moves.
Line up.
Were you a Christian?
No. Yes, you know it.
Oh, from the actual picture, yeah. Yeah, that gives me such
That was-
chills, even with the
that's
real eyes.
right. My God.
He shut it off.
The
He still
hands
was
going
going
around.
around.
Can we sleep tonight, girls?
And I'm waiting for a rah.
God.
The music on its
Oh
own gives
my
you chills,
God.
doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That was so freaking scary.
Oh my word. That was a
Wow,
fantastic
that was
movie.
really well.
It was.
God.
I agree.
That
It
was
was. Wow.
it did
That was
exactly
really
what it was
good.
supposed to.
Yes.
Scare the daylights out of us.
And I'm glad Ed is okay. And the girl.
Oh man.
Me too.
I know when we saw the tree go
Wow.
down and
Yeah,
we're like,
it's a
okay, that's the implement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love what Ed had to say to Lorraine, saying that maybe it's God warning us, telling us we have to do this, and he's trying to give us a heads up that,
Yes.
you know, maybe we can prevent that or something from happening. So I am so happy
I am too.
he survived it, and it came down to that wooden shard, that tree shard, because she kept having the vision of the basement, but the warnings, I guess, because if we just saw that, although that would definitely give it away too, but she saw it in the basement, so I'm like, maybe it's warning you once he goes in the basement, that's when it's going to happen, kind of thing. So that was really good that it didn't happen, but I did tell myself, you know, it's going to happen, he's going to die. They're building it up to show how much in love they are, how much they trust each other. They've been together forever and been through some pretty freaking traumatic stuff.
I would say
That's
so.
right. And this was the
lot.
closest to hell that she's
Yeah.
ever been to. So
My God,
you knew it
that's
was going to be bad.
Wow.
Yeah, because she originally related that in the beginning, right? When she first connected with that demon nun, I keep saying.
Right, yeah.
Right?
I don't even want to say the names. I'm
Amity,
afraid.
right?
Like, I know you have power over it, but it's like, and then that was connected to this house.
It
That
was.
was, see?
And she had those visions, and they just had to connect. That's all it was. And she was destined to go there.
That's good.
They were
Yeah,
destined to go there.
definitely.
The twists were great, and it makes me emotional because that old man, I feel so terrible for him, because not only could he cross over and go to heaven, like he was trapped and tortured and a slave to this demon, and he
That's
couldn't even
right.
communicate
Yeah.
properly. So if you guys, you please tell me your opinions, and everyone watching, please tell me your opinions as well. Like, did he code that on purpose, and he spoke almost two different, not languages, but he spoke two different tracks, I guess, where he had to put them, no, not two different tracks, two different times he spoke brokenly so those two tracks could match up, and he could warn them that he won't let me go, you know, so the demon wouldn't catch that. So I'm guessing maybe
That's
it
right.
was the old man who actually figured out how to do that.
I would imagine so if he's been doing it. Well, this just came upon this family. So, yeah, he found out to do that in his own way. Almost like what Janet was. She was almost scared to talk to Lorraine at the swing set. Like, almost like she's just waiting for him to take over her and not let her talk. But she was scared to talk. You know, she didn't have her own code, but she was almost intimidated by the spirit coming at her at any time. But this poor old man, probably for years, has been trying to get out of there, trying to get away from it.
He's been tortured.
And finally he was, you know, he thought well enough to break it up like that. But if you didn't tape it, how would you have ever found out? You know?
That's true, yeah.
It would have been a continuous cycle.
And it was bizarre too how, like, when he wanted all of them to turn around because he acted shy, so it really shows that he wasn't the same spirit / demon, because he was a spirit and he was possessed or controlled by a demon.
The demon, yeah.
You know, so that was his personality, where he didn't want to be looked at. Just really creepy,
God.
and I just felt so bad for him after we found out. I mean, that was a great twist, because I didn't think that, and it shows us, which I didn't believe spirits means they're evil automatically. I mean, we see even worse spirits than demons are the worst,
Right.
but we just assumed that he was just bad because everything he was doing was bad because it was because of the demon. But he was lost. He was a lost soul, and so that was even more tragic.
He was, yeah.
Right, and so he was trying to pass it on to Janet, then Janet would become what he is, right?
I think he had no control, and the demon was trying to get to the
having the
daughter
vehicle.
because he didn't want Lorraine and Ed to find out who he was. So he was, that's why they couldn't sense a presence there, because he was hiding himself in this other spirit that they didn't feel was demonic or bad or something. So he was just incognito, trying to get them out of the house so he can just torment this family, I guess.
And it was perfect. How well crafted was this spirit to make the girl, he knew that the cameras are on the kitchen. And he made the girl do those things, tear up the kitchen, to make it look like it's just her. She's
Just her.
pretending.
Demon, yeah, because the demon
Yes,
wanted them
that
out
was
of the
so
house.
that was
sure.
so well crafted. And who's watching but the skeptical lady
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
from
Yes.
the university or whatever,
That's for
and
sure.
she's like, see, she's making it up.
And Lorraine was smart because she was putting the pieces together. You know, she's saying like, well, why would she conveniently do it right in front of the room that, of course, is cursed and has all this crap happening right where the camera is? Like, that's the most active room or whatever.
That's right.
And it doesn't make sense. It's too much of a coincidence there. So I'm glad they're always asking questions.
That's right.
And even with all this proof in front of us, how they still have to break it down and be like, is this a manifestation of, like, are they making this up? Is it actually truly happening? Why? And even though it's so believable to us, people can do, like, throw their voice. People can pretend and really, I guess, like, change their personality and are great actors and, you know, stage, you know, destruction. I mean, you could have wires on chairs. Even the cops in the beginning saying there's no wires, they checked. I mean, there's all these things that you think of to be like, it has to be a hoax because it's, knock on wood, I never want to see that in my life, but it's rare to see that. And when it does happen, we try to rationalize why.
That's right, yeah.
Right, and the mom was very poor. She needed money.
Right.
The lady was saying, see, she already, you know, applied for housing. She's trying to get some money, you know, revenue from this. And yet you have a girl who is all contortions
That's right.
in this closet behind pipes with the
My
old
God.
man's voice. I mean, in that respect, it's like, no, it's real. But in the public eye, the information that this girl can get, I mean, she can find out who was living there, you know, before them. She can find all this information out, you know, through Public Information Act, you know, whatever.
That's right, yeah.
So there's both sides, you're thinking, but
And
I
why would
mean,
they be,
oh my
and why
word.
would they be destroying the house completely when she's poor anyway? And she have to live someplace, and the whole house is being destroyed.
I mean, the
Everything
furniture
in
too.
it.
The
That's
girl,
right,
yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
including the furniture.
And one thing I have, and I know it was the old man, but you have a lot of bad memories in this house. I get you can't afford to move out, but why keep, I mean, I guess you can't afford furniture, but why keep all the possessed furniture, the stuff that's surrounded
Especially
like
that
the chair?
one chair.
I'm sorry,
chair.
even if it wasn't the demon, there's a lot of bad memories in that
That's
chair, and I would not want that there.
Oh yeah, if I was the little girl that was homesick that day by myself and the remote was on that chair and I knew I didn't put it there,
I would be
that
out.
chair, I don't care how sick I was, it would have been out on the stoop.
I know.
Shut the
Yeah,
door
I
and
would be out of the house.
Yeah, and I know it makes it scarier, and again, you're in disbelief,
Yes.
and you don't think, oh God, it's a demon haunting me. Like, you don't think any of that, you know? And these girls, and even the boys, but the girls we were seeing a lot of, they wouldn't even whisper to each other at first until it was right in their face. Like, they were terrified. I mean, if I heard a creak or something, because Tom and I, my twin and I on the channel, like, you know, like, we grew up together and we even shared a room at one point. And I remember, like, if I thought I heard a creak or something, I'd be like, Tom. Like, I wouldn't just be like, you know, oh, something the door,
heard that.
bang, bang,
Bang,
bang.
bang.
If I heard a loud bang, and that's a loud bang, it's not like a normal, anyways, like, I would still be like,
I know, and even like with the fire truck and everything.
Oh my God.
but that's the suspense of it, and I
yeah.
can't, you know, but it was really well done. I mean, the
it's
shots
really
were
good.
great,
It was
the
beautiful.
build-up
Oh
was
my
great,
God.
and I love how we were trying to predict when we were going to get scared, and sometimes we were right, but other times we were not.
No, we had a lot of jump
And we
scares.
kept thinking, like,
Yeah,
oh, this is
and I
going to
made
be
you
it.
jump,
And
so.
yeah, so it was well filmed that way, where they kind
Oh
of stage
my
it, where they know you're going to be like, this is
Yeah.
the time, and nope, it's not.
Yeah, and this happened at Christmas time of all
Yes,
times,
that's
you
right.
know, it's supposed to be a happier time, but, you know, and the Warrens were, I guess they were away for the holiday and their daughter was home.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they put so much energy into
They
these
do.
families and they, you know.
They care about
They do.
people.
they
And that's
do.
what I love about them too. Like, they truly, like, are followers of God. They're trying to do God's will and protect people, and, you know, they're all about the people. They're selfless, and they're risking their own lives and their families' lives. I mean, their daughter. The daughter was there again. I mean, here you had Annabelle. That was terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
And then here you have this freaking nun, this demon nun that, I keep calling it that, but, you know, like, there at the house. I mean, that was so freaky. I'm never going to unsee that painting.
Oh,
the eyes
oh
are
my
so
God,
those
creepy.
eyes, whoa.
And I have seen costumes for that nun, and I didn't know it was The Conjuring. I thought it was some other movie, because I think there was a nun movie out there that's been requested a couple times in the past. I don't know. But, so I thought it might be from that. And who knows, maybe the nun is actually...
Maybe it's part of the... Isn't
this.
there a bunch of Conjuring ones?
Yeah, maybe it's a spin-off of this or something. I don't know. But I was like, I'm pretty sure that was the same monster demon. And how freaky. And just to make it even worse, where not only... like it has the, you know, pale skin and the glowing eyes, but it has like a sharp mouth of like many teeth.
Like
and
blood
like a tapeworm or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the first thing that came to my mind. It's like it's round and all these sharp teeth. And it's like, it was really creepy. This was good.
And to have Lorraine have visions in her own home and have... you know, us think that her daughter is seeing visions as well. That was really, that really got me too.
Mm-hmm. And then she actually stabbed the book, and she was actually writing letters.
And she left the Bible. She kept the Bible.
Well, she did, which was great. And at first, when she first started stabbing it, I was like, maybe she's going to write something or stab a couple words they're going to decipher later.
Oh,
and that's what I was
thinking.
thinking. And I can't help it. When I get nervous, you guys know me. Like, I just start spewing out what I think is going to happen. And sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. I can't help it. Just how I am. So anyways, I almost said that. But when I can catch myself, I try not to say anything. Yeah. But I kind of thought that. But I didn't actually know she was stabbing writing and flipping every page to get every letter down. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, right. And can you imagine if you were Judy watching your mom just all of a sudden just, you know, knowing how she sees the paranormal and all this, and all of a sudden she's just like, like, what do you do? Mom, do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah, watch out for that pen too. Get stabbed. Yeah, it's terrifying, honestly. And that's I mean, it's amazing because it's intense, it's scary, and it's not normal. And like, she's a great kid. I can't even imagine what she goes through, because in this case, I do believe the mom, and she does have these, you know, connections, but I'm still very skeptical about it, where I'm like, I'm not quite sure if I truly believe it fully, but it still terrifies me, because if this ever happened to me, I'd be like, yep, I'm done. I'm out. It's, you know, something's possessed, or, but, you know, in the normal community, a lot of people might think they're crazy too. And that's what they always go through when they go out in public.
And that's what she was saying to Janet. I know what it's like to not have any friends because you're different. So she did have a connection with Janet. She did understand, because not what Janet's going through in particular, but because of what she believes in and what she thinks she sees, or what she sees, her visions, it makes her different.
That's right.
And a lot of people are skeptical all across the board. You know, people in the media, like that show that they were on, that lady that was following them with this case, she was skeptical.
She sure
was. What's great too is because we're following the Warrens, right? And then we're following this other family. So we just full on believe what is happening. We're seeing the evidence up front, and it is so real. So when all these other people come in and they start denying it and saying it's a fraud, it's a hoax, it's not actually true, like, we get defensive. At least I did, right? Like, you guys are getting defensive too, I'm sure, because we're following these people. It's based on a true story. I do believe that this did happen, and even hearing the audio at the end, like, creeped the hell out of me. I'll say that. Like, it really did. It was so creepy. Wow. And I still was thinking, hearing that audio, as freaky as it is, I'm like, maybe there is a chance that she can throw her voice, or people do have talents, crazy talents, where they can change their voice. Some people have mental issues. They have split personalities. You don't know. So I do think that too. So even though I'm totally agreeing with this family watching the movie, and I don't want to see it myself at all, I don't want to actually see evidence in real life, but, you know, I would still be a skeptic and be like, well, I don't really know. You got, I mean, I don't want to don't prove it to me.
Don't prove it to me.
Yes.
I don't know anything about it.
Because I'm like, I didn't do nothing about it.
I'll take your word for it, right?
But, you know, and Ed was open to that, because he said, look, you know, Lorraine's not feeling a presence. You know, they videotaped her ransacking the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
so.
Perfect.
I mean,
bad. Yeah.
And it was good that he did have that notion of, you know, maybe it's not. I can only report what we see and what we have, and if it's true, if the media or the church sees that, it's going to be null and void. It's not going to be a true, you know, a true spirit. It's not
Yeah,
going to be a
okay.
true thing. And the poor Peggy just telling him to all get out, and she's like hopeless. So she's like, great, if you
I
guys don't
felt so
believe me, who's
lost
going to
alone
believe me
there.
now? I'm just.
What do you
gonna-
do? And then, as we know, like, they follow you, you know, so even if you could move out of there, which they're trapped anyways, they can't.
Right.
You know? And this demon was a lot more aggressive. Like, it was up in their face. And, you know, the first movie had a lot of build-up because it was the first of its kind for us. And we were trying to be like, oh, God, like, what are they going to see? Like, how bad is this actually going to get? It was terrifying. And it was a very different, in a way, scary. Like, it had... I got the chills and stuff during this, and
I did.
this they both had a lot of jump scares. I was kind of trying to figure out like what one had more jump scares. I'm not quite sure. I want to say maybe this one. The last one I jumped a lot
I think I
too.
jumped a lot more in this one.
Yeah, I mean just like the sounds because we were
Tell me.
also anticipating a lot because the fire truck I think set you off and a few other things as well. But there were a lot of big jump scares. But before I start talking more, did you guys like the first one or second one better? I'll just throw that out there now.
I like this one better. Definitely.
It's hard. It's really hard.
It's
actually.
really hard.
Very
They're
difficult.
both pretty good, close together, but this one I think was better.
Yeah.
I felt deeper with the emotions in this one.
Yeah.
I really felt for the family.
I did.
Yeah.
I just felt like they just needed help, and they just weren't getting it, and they had to fight so hard to have people believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
I think, and it is hard.
Too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
was.
hard for both of them.
I was debating it a lot, but I really think I like the first one the best because the build up, it was new for me. It was, I didn't know what to expect. And we were getting these slow reveals, less is more. And we did get a lot at the end, but I think the build up was perfect in that one. And it was very terrifying. This one I enjoyed a lot as well because I wasn't sure how this was going to go. I kind of figured it was going to be another story. Warren's going over to a house and trying to help them, help the family. So I love how they did this one because it had a very different feel to it. The demon was more upfront with possession and violence, more so than the first one because there were slow reveals and it got worse and worse, and that was so freaking creepy to me. Just the build up. I want to say the first one's definitely my favorite, but this one was definitely very close. And yes, the emotions behind the family. It was more interactive. The demon was, and then this old man. I think we had more scares with that. Like right away, we were pulled into it. It wasn't just like, oh, okay, the time and. You know, just like clap, 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 and I mean that was freaky.
And,
that was
yes,
perfect
and I
how
like
they did
the
it.
fact that this demon was. She saw the visions in her own home before she even went to England. Like it was
like a warning from God.
Yes,
almost.
That's right.
Yeah.
and that was really it was really chilling to me. But the first one too, the whole hanging scene, that was like off the charts.
I mean, it's really
done well.
Of the first movie and then this nun. I was like, oh God, and you just keep them. And I know that they're trying to protect things
Just in a
and
museum
when they
away
have
from the
visions,
house.
they keep it there. But I'm like, constant reminders. I'm like, you can't even have those paintings in a different room. You got to put them in that freaking museum. And just,
They need a museum.
and even
with
that,
vaults.
things don't stay put,
Right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah,
Annabelle
don't wanna
disappeared
do
from
that.
there too. So it's like, oh my God. And when you have those visions and paint it, it's a connection again because that nun went back
that
to
was
it.
insane.
I wouldn't want that in my
Oh,
house.
God. Yeah, this was really good. Another big thing I really enjoyed about this movie was Lorraine and Ed's romance. Like, knowing more. I mean, we knew they were in love before, but knowing more about how much in love they are, because he didn't die, and how strong they are together.
That's right,
And a sweet story and how they found each other. And what happened? Oh, I married him. Oh, I married her. Like, that was so
That was
sweet.
very good, yeah.
So I enjoyed that a lot, and because the buildup was so strong, I'm like, yeah, he's doomed. He's totally going to die to really hurt us later on, too.
I know, especially when he said, I love you, Lorraine,
Oh, then
and I
that's
still have to
usually-
go, and I love you, Lorraine.
It's
You
like he
know.
accepted that he was
That's
going to
usually-
die.
yeah.
Shows how brave he is,
Yeah,
too.
and her scream after that was like, oh, no,
my God,
this is it.
And just to also throw it out there, scariest moment that stood out to you?
When Janet started to use the demonic voice and scare me.
Boy, what acting was that, huh?
great,
I know,
yeah.
it was so
On that
creepy.
couch when she was just,
Oh my
then when
gosh,
she was
yeah.
laughing.
I mean, everything on her face just changed, and it looked so terrifying.
Oh,
And also at the end, too, when Ed, I thought he was going to fall and get killed.
Yeah,
Time was
and
short.
we were all scared about that. I was
even
awful
though it
scene,
wouldn't be
too.
the same way
Yeah.
as the vision,
No,
he would
but
still
still
get
not
his
there.
demise.
Mm-hmm.
I was freaked out when Janet put the chair underneath the doorknob, went back to
Turn
bed,
it.
and the freaking it just came right back open. It was like,
That's right.
holy cow. And when she
That
was
was
tied
scary.
up and she was underneath, remember she went underneath and then she came back.
Oh yeah.
Even when she was on the ceiling
I was just gonna
and
say
she's staring at him, then
Yeah.
I
That was scary,
knew, why
yeah.
is she able to see him now?
Yeah.
So that was like the transition of, yes, he's allowing her to see a different part of him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
allowed to see him in full, where then we know, okay, it's not him doing it. Something's taking over him. You know, it was really, that was very insane. And when Mom got pulled under the water,
Oh, yeah,
into
that
the
was
water.
scary,
Yeah, that was creepy. Yeah,
That
I
was
think
a
like
bad
there's
one.
so many good scenes in here.
So, like-
The nun freaked me out so much, and
Oh,
in the
the
beginning,
portrait, that
the
was bad,
painting part freaked me out. It leading her to that room of the painting, and that was terrible. And then at the end too, with but once it's in your face more, like you're already terrified, but
Yeah.
you're not having as much jump scares now. Like it's easier to take in. But yeah, the nun really got to me many times.
Definitely.
I want to say the painting was the biggest one for me. I did get a lot of chills, like with the possession, with the girl talking and talking in the old man's voice and them turning around. And that was a cool scene too, where she's sitting in the chair, their backs are turned and it's blurry and you can tell it's her out of focus, but then it starts to turn into the old man,
That's
but you
right,
don't
yeah,
see him
that's it.
enough, but you can
Yeah,
kind of make
the
it-
silhouette.
Yeah, you can see it in the jaw and stuff and some of the features on
The
his
face getting
cheekbones.
longer, and I
that's
saw a
right.
little red too, almost like the crooked man is coming through too.
Oh, you saw that?
I
Yeah.
saw a little bit of red. So I said, oh man, maybe
sorry.
the crooked man's coming through to her.
Yeah, and that, bringing back the Crooked Man, like, that was freaky to me, too. And as scary as that was, because I know that, I mean, that scared me, too. But because it was so over the top, and it reminded me more of, like, Tim Burton, like,
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas kind of stuff, that I wasn't as terrified, because I was like, what's going on at this point? Because when the dog was sitting there and then turned into the Crooked Man,
That's right,
like,
that
that
was
was
really-
freaky. And hopefully the doggy was okay right after that. I think
I
he
hope
saw the
so,
dog
yes.
after. And, you know, that whole scene was crazy, and I just didn't expect to see that in Conjuring, because I just thought it was gonna, like, demons, I wasn't thinking, like, super elongated, angular hooks as hands, and bizarre things like that.
That's
You know, I
right,
thought
yeah.
more of, like, a, you know, distorted looking human demon kind of thing. So that threw me off, and I could handle that a little bit better, but it was still scary. Like, I still got chills from it. But I like how that was very different too from the first movie. Like, this completely different story, different demon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it followed them across the street to their neighbors.
I
Oh,
know,
shit,
you
my
can't get rid of
gosh.
it. And it was trying to
Yeah.
mask itself so that way it couldn't be found out as this particular
Oh,
demon.
geez,
How
yeah.
crazy. Like, they're so smart and I hate it.
God, it was-
But the hope and the faith, I do love that in this,
Me
where, you know, people want to protect, they want to help the family, the Warrens want to help the family, and
That's it.
having hope alive, and
And Maurice was really, I thought he was going to be more of like theatrical kind of, you know, okay, we'll take this paranormal thing and we'll make it, you know, we'll make it more theatrical instead of really being, but he really believed them.
Yeah, that's right.
he probably wanted
was
it more
a
public
dramatic,
too, but
yeah.
he didn't. He had a sad story to tell as well. Like, a lot of people have tragic stories, and
right.
you know, you see some signs, and I do believe that, you know, because I've heard some things, and you know, from people, and they have signs, and whether it's true or not, like, I think it's great to have those moments, because most that I heard are
you have,
positive.
You have
Right,
signs
definitely.
of, you know, people passing
signs, yeah.
right after they pass. You have these signs of,
That's
You
right.
know,
people envisioning them,
right.
That's right.
Mhm. Or having like
Little
words in their
moments of-
dream or something.
or symbols that they loved or
Yeah.
Yeah.
come to you. So
right.
yeah, it was
Definitely. The
got
signs.
the eeriness in ours.
Oh, boy, that's
Boy, it
true.
really took control over us.
Yeah.
Really.
Mhm.
And I didn't mean to scare you so much, Mom. I'm sorry. Me
I was
clapping.
doing that
I was
too.
like,
Yeah, well, we both did at the same time. It's like,
We all, like, you know, that's what's so fun about being on the couch too, because we feed off each other more,
Yeah.
and you know, I want us all to be natural, of course, and I kept apologizing to Mom too, because I think I was kind of winding you up as well, but that's what we do, you know, like, whenever you're with someone, and that is actually a
We
good
feed
point
off of
too,
each
because
other.
yes, it depends on who you're with when you're watching something, because it's a very different feel. Some people you can really enjoy something with, and other people who are just not into it can ruin it for you too. I have noticed that.
Yes,
right.
I'm
really
more
have.
reserved when I watch something with hubby or somebody. You know, I'm more reserved.
Yeah.
I try to, okay, I can do this.
With your husband?
But I don't know what,
Your hubby? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and like you know, because everyone's different, and some people aren't moviegoers, and I just noticed because of some friends that I'll rewatch something after watching it with you guys. Like, we so get into things, and then I'll watch it with them, and they're kind of like meh, and then I was like, oh, you know, I feel different now. Like, I like the movie still, but it's not nearly as like entertaining, or I'm not as emotionally invested anymore. And I know the first time's like the best time, but sometimes you just see things differently. So that's pretty impressive to me. I've really noticed that.
Yeah, and you don't want to
once we
be
started
like,
doing this.
not judged, but you don't want to be like, oh,
Because some people are already judging things and are just so negative about movies, and they don't really, they're not open-minded to see what it's really about and just give it a chance, you know. And, you know, I'm like, wow, really?
or they
It's just
won't
so
let
different when
you,
watch it.
you know, express your feelings.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, like no one wants you to talk or anything. They're like, stop talking.
God,
No emotions at all. Just be quiet.
We're all for emotions.
Oh, God, we get so emotionally invested in stuff. So, very good movie, guys. I love hearing your experiences. Please keep sharing them, especially with this movie. If I don't know, but anything you want to express. But hopefully you didn't have anything demonic or bad happen to you in that way.
Hope not.
Yeah, very good movie. Thank you guys for requesting this. Again, if you want to watch our full reactions, you can check the links below. If you're not already watching on our Patreon, we have a big library of movies and shows that you can watch with us. You can see our full reactions to those. And with horror movies, we just don't handle them well. I mean, I really enjoyed this, but we freak out a lot and we burn calories and get really into it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye, guys.